Hi, Joelle.
Hi, Amy. How are you today?
Great, good. I'm looking forward to spending some more time with you on this beautiful subject. What specifically are we going to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk, like last time we talked about birth. Now we're going backward. We're going to talk today about pregnancy. What's
Okay.
happening during the different phases of pregnancy for the mother and the
Mhm.
couple, the outer world, I would say, and what's going on inside,
Mm,
with the embryo, like starting right
beautiful.
after conception, what's going on. So, and the parallel, which is
Mhm.
important thing here is the parallel between what's going on inside and what's going on for the mother, right? So, so grosso modo, I'm gonna talk about trimesters. There's 3 trimesters during pregnancy. The first one, we're gonna go look at the past.
Mhm.
The second one, we're gonna be in the present. And the third one, we're going to look at the future.
Okay.
Okay, that's how, I was talking about Bernard Monteau, the osteopath, who through
Mhm.
his clients discovered all the process of birth and through the traumas of the clients, he went into all the way into the birth and discovered all the process of birth. And going deeper, Dr. Hugues Rennes, and Rennes is Reynes. He's a French OBGYN that
Mm.
has been working together with Bernard Monteau. And because he's OBGYN, he decided to to work on developing a new way to look at birth,
Mm. Beautiful.
knowing all this information about birth trauma and the process of the embryo and the fetus and the child and the spirit,
Mhm.
because it's very important to also, there's a parallel. The spirit is choosing his parents,
Yes.
and he knows why he's coming to the earth,
Mhm.
but then he comes to the earth, we kind of forget more or less
Mhm.
our why we are coming, because of that screen that is created based on the trauma. So
Mhm.
here we want to minimize. I mean, birth is an initiation to life,
Mhm.
and in the process of pregnancy, from conception, we are as an embryo, as a morula, from the first cell, we are going through the whole story of creation, the 5 millionth year of creation. We're
Wow.
going in, first, we are in the mineral kingdom. We are like dust. I mean, the first cell, the first few cells develop in the first few days. It's like dust, but then it develops to a point where it looks like a seed.
Mhm.
And that seed is the vegetable kingdom, the plant kingdom,
Huh?
and the the idea here is the orientation. Like plants, they have an orientation. So first, the seed is planted, is the
Mhm.
implantation of the seed,
Yeah.
and it's literally going all the way and being covered. And
Mhm.
inside there's a whole process going on with the cells becoming different kinds of cells, and they're regrouping. And I'm not going to go into details too much today, but he's even talking about cells that are shining light, that are meant to shine light energy, others that are just reflecting that light, and others that are receivers. And I was thinking about the planets, how the sun
Mm.
shines his light,
Mhm.
and the moon reflects the light, and
Mhm.
planet Earth receives the light to
Yeah.
create life,
And
right?
so our cells fall into one of those three categories.
So he says that there's these different categories, and this
Mhm.
is really at the beginning. And so, but the idea of orientation
Mm.
from that seed
Mhm.
is going to start the first development, and then it goes into the next level, which is the animal kingdom, where the cells start to really, really become specialized,
Mm.
and they are regrouping, and that's how the different organs and systems are going to be created, you
What
know.
miracles we are, Joelle.
We are. So there we are in the animal kingdom. So there's more movement,
Mhm.
and instead of orientation like the plant kingdom,
Mhm.
here it's about the instinct. This
Ah,
is all happening because there's instinct. The instinct is bringing the cells together, and the location where they go, it's all about the instinct,
fascinating.
like in the animal kingdom, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
this is all happening the first few days.
Wow.
So, what's going on the other side?
Mm.
The mother got pregnant at the first, sometimes, I mean, with conscious conception and things like that, or even it happens like you feel, oh my God, I got pregnant today.
Eyes. Mhm.
I got pregnant today. Sometimes it can be like that. I was lucky to have that experience with my second pregnancy. So I know the day of the conception. And that's fantastic because, like Bernard Monteau says, when somebody asks your age, you say your age based on your birthday.
Uh-huh. As
How
opposed to,
about the 9 months you've been living and going through the whole process of creation?
well, in our culture, people don't want to be older. That would add age. That would add make everybody older. I don't think you're going to sell that one, Joelle. But point taken.
Yes. So we've been there before birth, and we've been going through the whole, reliving the whole process of creation. And this is on the first few days. So, but basically, for the mother, on the other side, what's happening? There's like, of course, there's physical differences.
Mhm.
The mother, the woman starts feeling uh, she wants to sleep more,
Tender breasts.
and maybe the breast can be the first sign,
No.
and the nausea. So the nausea, because there's like changes in the digestive system, there's a lot of changes,
Mhm.
and so we need to a period of adaptation. And sometimes it's just that. Sometimes nausea are a result of more. It's really, really depends. It's very individual. Um, but the fact that you want to sleep, your blood pressure drops.
Mm.
So the first trimester is about, it's like the first part of the birth is about going inward.
Mm.
It's the intimacy. You
Mm.
want to stay quiet. You
Mm.
don't feel like doing.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
feel like being.
Mm.
You feel like resting. And it's so important to respect that.
Mhm.
And this first trimester where you have this, need to rest and stay quiet, it has a very important role too, because you can use that part to heal. You're going into your past. So you can, like one thing I ask the pregnant woman is to talk with their mother and ask them about the birth experience. Oh, how was I born? What do you remember about my birth? So you want to heal your own birth. You
Mm.
want to heal your own story. And we will talk about how to do that. When I started as a doula, I was using mainly rebirthing
Mhm.
because it brings you there. But it's about healing the past,
Mm.
healing your personal cell memories,
Mm.
and also healing your story as a child with your parents.
Mm.
You may want to practice forgiveness. There's different processes to do to work with forgiveness. You want to heal. And
Mhm.
also with your partner,
Mhm.
you because in that first part, in that first trimester, you're also very vulnerable. You're very sensitive.
Mhm.
Like you, everything affects you. You're
Mhm.
very vulnerable. So it's calling for intimacy with your partner.
Mhm.
You know, you want to be able to be vulnerable in the relation.
Mhm.
You want to be able to share anything and everything with your partner. Absolutely open books.
Mhm.
And for the partner also, healing is important, of course. Healing your relation with your family, with your parents, with your own birth, because everything is energy.
Mhm.
So the energy of your own birth is going to be in the room when your partner is giving birth.
Mhm.
So because all it is energy. And it's an amazing opportunity to deepen the relation. It's an amazing opportunity. So healing, I will be doing videos about, you know, how can you heal your own traumas, uh, maybe interviewing different people, what they do. So you have options or of people to contact that can support you in that. And but mainly in the first trimester, it's important to respect that feeling of needing to be, not to do, but to
Okay.
be with yourself, to be with your partner, to go inside and to revisit your past, your story, your childhood, all of that. So that's the first trimester. And as you do so, the baby inside is going through, in a bigger picture, through the whole story
Mm.
of creation. And I read most of the books of Dolores Cannon, who's a
Mm.
her thing called healing healing hypnosis. She had also an amazing experience with her clients that were coming for hypnosis to stop smoking or lose weight or things like that. And then through the clients, she started discovering that there was past lives, because they would jump into past lives or
Mhm.
lives in between lives.
Mhm.
And she went so, I mean, she heard stories through the clients of, oh, I'm a rock.
Oh,
I
wow.
am wind, air. So all those, from the beginning of creation, there was a consciousness.
Wow.
And they talk also about that consciousness in the, you know, in the mirror level. It's like coma consciousness, and then it becomes like deep sleep with no dream consciousness. And then as you evolve, the consciousness evolves also, and you become more like really conscious. And then the embryo, and all of that happens in the first trimester.
Mm.
You know, at the end of the first trimester, like you can see already the whole fetus is formed. And I
Mhm.
mean, it's going to still develop. And the other part also is that in this part of the story, there's no definition of sexuality.
Hmm.
So the feeling and the consciousness is oneness.
Ah.
There's no separation. So the child, the spirit, the being has this feeling of oneness.
Mm. And at what stage are we now? I mean, what we're
It
in
is
this.
the first, everything is in the first, all of this is in the first trimester.
Okay.
So it's also good for the mother to stay quiet and listen to herself also, because she's going to want to eat very differently.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
It's good to listen to your cravings.
Mhm.
That's a question I get a lot from the pregnant woman. What do I do with my cravings? If you have a craving for something, it's because in that something there is something that you need, you or your baby need.
Mhm. Mhm.
So there's a reason for the cravings. That's called instinct.
Mhm.
Okay. And so listen to yourself, listen to yourself. Um, so yes, so that's the first stage. Then we enter the second stage, which is the present. So
Mhm.
here, on one hand, the mother, the pregnant woman, is suddenly having a lot of energy.
Mhm.
Gone with the nausea. I'm full of energy. What do I do with my energy? You take care of yourself, you exercise, you become this strong woman. Like I was saying, the first stage is more like the water intimacy, and you go inside and all of that.
Yeah.
The second stage is more like the earth, the
Mhm.
planet earth. So
Okay.
you take care of yourself, you take care of yourself, you develop your strengths, because
Mhm.
you're going to need that for the birth, and also for your baby. You nurture yourself well, you exercise. It's You enjoy life.
Mm.
Planet Earth is beautiful, and one thing about the planet Earth is that it nourishes your five senses.
Mhm.
So enjoy life, enjoy, joy, joy. And as you grow in you're growing, but you're still able to do anything. You're not too big. So also, be aware to not gain too much. I mean, weight, to be able to do anything you want. You can do
Mhm.
anything you want. The baby is there, is not going anywhere. So
Mhm.
there's kind of a freedom and an enjoyment, and with your partner and everything.
Mm.
And for the baby, it's about growing.
Mhm.
It's about growing, and he's going to define the gender also. So
Mhm.
that's going to be his first experience of separation. I am choosing, like, this or that.
Mm.
From the yin yang, he was like the yin yang, one thing.
Mhm.
Now he's becoming more specific.
Distinct. Mhm.
So he's going to develop with that orientation, and feel, have this first experience of separation, of
Mhm.
duality.
Yeah.
And this whole process of pregnancy for the child is about getting ready to live in this planet, getting ready, knowing, learning everything about life on this planet, in this dimension,
Mhm.
this universe.
Mhm.
So yes, so that's second part of the pregnancy.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then we have the third part of the pregnancy, and that's about the future.
Mm.
Those last 3 months is about creating your nest
Mm.
and getting ready for the birth,
Mhm.
and also getting ready to become a family.
Mhm.
So with your partner, it's so important to visualize what is family for you.
Mm.
You've been healing all the things from your personal families, both of you.
Mhm.
Now you are about to create your own family.
Mhm.
So it's very good to have conversations about that. I mean, we are not never prepared really to become parents, because
Mm.
everyday life is going to be a surprise. but it's good to have conversation and share how we feel, and how we are going to have a clear communication is number
Mm,
one. Have a clear communication, and also prepare for the birth. Both
mhm,
of you. How can I support you during the birth
mhm,
as a partner? And uh, and the communication with the doula also is very important. If you have a doula, if you have a midwife, you that's when you write your plans for birth and you give it to the midwife or the doctor or the doula, and you practice things, to prepare for the birth, and you find everything you need, and you create the nest, and also your parents on both sides may be included, family may be part of it. So again, here we're going to talk, this is what we want, this is how we envision the birth, this is who we are as parents,
mhm,
and we want to make that clear. So
mhm,
it's respected. You don't need to say yes, my mother wants to be in the birth, I cannot say no.
mm,
No,
mhm,
it's your process of birth is between you and by the way, I felt that there was something missing in the second trimester.
What's that?
That is so very important, because in the second trimester the baby starts moving
Yeah.
in the belly,
Yes.
and this is the opportunity to start that conversation between the mother and the father, and I mean the partner and the child.
Yes.
And I had a lot of pregnant, I mean, not a lot, but I had the pregnant woman that came into the sessions in the water, the
Uh-huh.
what to like or water dance and all of these things. And I use Feldenkrais in the warm water,
Mm.
are absolutely amazing. They love it. They could come every day.
Mm.
And one of the reasons why is because now the mother is in the warm water, same as the baby. She's floating in the warm waters like the baby. By the way, you can feel how the baby starts moving, and you feel like he's dancing in his own water of the mother that is in the same situation.
Mhm.
So here they're having the same experience. They're really, really connecting.
Mm.
Really, and the baby is happy that the mother understands where he is,
That's beautiful.
you know.
And it sounds to me like the first trimester you were saying, it's the mineral kingdom, then they move very quickly by day 5 with the implantation into the plant kingdom and then the animal kingdom. So then second, I mean, yeah, in the second trimester, that's when now
Become
they're
more of a human being. Yes,
yeah. Okay.
you become more a human being, and you also going to start developing, like you can going to be able to hear.
Mm.
You
Mhm.
start connecting with the outer world.
Mhm.
You can hear, you can, a lot of things. I mean, I know there's uh smells, all of the senses are developing. So there's
Mhm.
a connection with the other. You recognize the father's voice, the mother's voice, the partner voice, the
Right.
different voices. So you have an interaction. You
Mm.
have an interaction, and that to acknowledge that possibility is a key, very key, because this is what's going to create your relation with your child in the
So
future, you
beautiful.
know.
I love
So
you.
yeah, second trimester has that part. I cannot believe I was skipping it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so then we go back to the third one where you're creating the nest, and you're making your choices. Here
Mhm.
is the one you can start practicing your power.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is what I want.
Yes. Yeah.
And the next step is where, how, with whom, who's
Mhm.
part, who's not part. And,
Mhm.
and this is, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
I am absolutely in charge. I'm not going to wait for the moment of the birth.
Mhm.
This is a good practice to practice from the beginning, to know what you want with your partner and with everybody involved.
Mhm. Mhm.
And communication, again, communication is so important. And also in that part, you are going to be slowing down, uh,
Mhm.
because the belly is big and everything. Uh, Pregnant women love to be in the water too in that stage, because
Mhm. Mhm.
you don't have to deal with gravity,
Yeah.
and you can really, really relax. And
Mhm.
in the water, you can surrender. That learning to
Mhm.
surrender. It's the two aspects, like you're learning your power, you're exerting your power, you're coming in contact with your power. You are so powerful. You have power of over life and death. That's
Mhm.
why we had a matriarcha for so long before,
Mhm.
you know, because the mother was, I mean, the woman was in charge of life and death. It's
Yeah.
all in me,
Yeah.
on me. So to connect with that part, and also that feminine aspect that is about to be able to surrender,
Mhm.
to completely surrender, which is a quality we want as a mother,
Mhm.
and and surrender to the process of birth.
Mhm.
So it looks like two opposite things, but in reality it's two aspects.
Mhm.
It's it's like a trilogy. One side is vulnerability, and I
Mhm.
can tell you, if you get in touch really, really, really with your vulnerability,
Mhm.
you are basically contacting your true self and your
Mm.
true power.
Wow.
So then you are in power.
Yes. Yes.
Then you are in power. And because you are in power, which is a connection with
Mm.
your true self, and it's a connection, also with spirit.
Yeah.
From that connection with spirit and with your true self, you
Mm.
have this power.
Mhm.
And because you have this power, you can surrender freely.
Say again. I missed that last part. Since you
Once
have.
you are in contact with your power, you are the power, you can absolutely surrender.
Mhm.
From that place of complete power, you can totally surrender to life,
Yeah.
which is something that, like we talked last time, is so important, to be able to surrender and 100% trust the process of life.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. If I could do one thing differently with my bringing my daughter into the world, and now this gets into the birth aspect, but just leading up to that uh was just that, the surrender part. I think I spent the whole 56 hours endeavoring to get comfortable, like the and I just had the rolling contraction where they didn't stop. And so I only share this now for others to, if I could do it over again, I would have. I think I was just in resistance the whole time to to the discomfort, instead of going into it and surrendering to it and letting it do what it's in. I didn't realize, I was blocking it from doing what it needs to do.
Which is normal. Bless you. So
Normal, yes. And then, things.
It's normal. It happens a lot, and that's why. Oh my God, there's a butterfly trying to come in. We were
Oh,
talking about the butterfly yesterday. So it's normal, and that's why I one thing I want to insist also with this video is in the importance of having a doula. God
excuse,
bless you. See,
thank you.
true words in Venezuela, when somebody does that in the middle of a conversation, we say, oh, true words. That's the truth.
Ah, okay. Yes, many sneezes to that.
Yes. And having a doula from the moment you know you are pregnant,
Mm,
not because you're going to have a baby in 2 weeks,
yeah, yeah.
you know, because you want, the moment you are pregnant, you want to know, you want to have the support.
Hmm.
You want to understand what's going on. You want to have the answer to your questions. You want to have another woman who
Hmm.
has the experience,
Hmm.
had the experience many times from inside, from outside, to be there, to be a support there anytime. You know, when I was having pregnant women, I would say, you know, there's no appointments here. It's like around the clock, you need, you call, you know.
Wonderful.
Yes, because you want to be with other women, and we live in a society where everybody is busy with their own thing.
Hmm.
And it's not like, I mean, in other societies, like I went to Morocco, all the women are together.
Mm.
It's fantastic because the children are running all over, and they have 100 mothers. They don't have one mother, they have lots of mothers. And
That's
we bathe each other, we wash each other, we take care of each other, we sing together, we dance, you know, everything is shared, this feminine energy. In so many cultures, women were together,
mhm,
together,
mhm,
supporting each other.
mhm.
Even if at the moment of birth you want to be alone,
Yeah.
alone, 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 in darkness, in your own little nest in your hole. But in this process of being pregnant, of bringing life to the world, you need, you want to, you know, be part of a support group. It's
Yeah.
wonderful to be part of a support group too, because we're all pregnant at the same
Mhm,
time. We
mhm,
can share our experience, we can support
mhm,
each other, we, you know, all that, all of that. It's very important. And to start that, the sooner the better, you
mhm,
know. Okay, I'm having so much nausea, I'm having this, I'm
mhm,
exhausted, I cannot, oh, I, you know, oh, why don't we, you know, use this opportunity to go into that? Let's see why did, you know, and make the most of it,
mhm.
most of each step of the pregnancy. By the time you're going to give birth, you are in, like I said, you are in the power.
Yeah.
You don't need anybody,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
love
So the importance of having a doula, yes.
it.
And if
Mhm,
any doula is listening to this and wants to be interviewed, I'm happy to interview doulas, you know, so where
mhm,
they are, so they
mhm,
can be a support in their wherever they are,
mhm.
and tell people how they handle the whole thing, what's their
The
orientation.
criteria for to
Yeah, what they, you know, how they see their perspective on pregnancy and birth, and so that the pregnant woman could say, oh, I really resonate with this
Mhm,
doula.
mhm.
This is what I, this is the kind of support I'm looking for, you know, because that's very important too.
Yeah. So it sounds twofold that you would be able to support doulas in clarifying what they're about, sort of their own philosophy, brand, as it were.
Yes,
As
yes, I can interview them so they can talk about their work and
uh-huh.
their vision and their mission and their, how do they approach that, and where they are, So somebody who lives in that area can call and their information.
Great.
Yes.
Reach out to how, and then people can get in touch with you from the information here on YouTube.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
So yeah, if and also if you have questions or you want to know more about some aspects of this, you can ask the questions or what you would like to talk about and know more about in the comments under this video.
Great. Thank you,
Okay.
Joanne. Thank you for sharing all of that.
Yes, my very much pleasure. Thank you for sharing. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Women supporting each other. Thank
Yeah,
you, Amy, for your support.
of
Yeah,
course. I'm so
you
grateful.
are being my doula right now.
Aw. Well, what an honor. Thank
What a wonderful doula. I'm
you.
lucky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then next, we can look forward to the
Concept.
conversation around conception. Yes,
Yes.
wonderful. Thank
Yes.
you,
Yes. Yes.
Joelle.
Thank you, Amy. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.